We are live with Debbie Gibson. Debbie, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Let's jump right into it. We are here to talk about your new movie, Wedding of Dreams. The fans loved Summer of Dreams and are really thrilled about the sequel. What can you tell us about this next installment?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I had so much fun doing the first one. Obviously, it was loosely based on my life, as if my life went horribly awry, but then had a happy ending. In Wedding of Dreams, we kind of pick up with the fabulous Robert Gant, who plays Noah, proposing. I don't think I'm giving anything away because the movie is called Wedding of Dreams. I was like, really, guys? You want to put the title? I mean, Wedding of the title? But they wanted to because I know, as a Hallmark fan, like, I love watching a good Hallmark wedding as much as the next girl or guy. So, Noah proposes and showbiz comes a calling again after Debbie. I have a hard time saying Debbie. I just say me because it's like almost one and the same. I'll say I. After I'm getting really settled into home life and suburban life, and I understand that too because sometimes I'm like, oh wow, it's showbiz time, like, and I'm not in that groove, and so to kind of get out of that groove and back into showbiz, and then to start to juggle planning a wedding with kind of becoming hot again in showbiz, it becomes challenging. But I think it comes down to like every woman's challenge and maybe men too, but like that balance between juggling your career and your home life and trying to keep all the plates spinning. So yeah, it's really fun. There's again, it features some of my nostalgic hits and some newer songs. It features Wonderland again. There's some amazing
the fans loved that song.
Oh, that's so
much.
cool. That's so good to hear. That's so great to hear. I feel like, getting songs played on the radio right now for any artist is hard. So to be able to have Hallmark as an outlet to feature some of my new music is incredible. Yeah. It's such an incredible thing, and to have it be part of the story and everything. So
absolutely.
I have a great time with that.
The students in the story.
Yay.
And your character, Debbie, is a music teacher, and she tells her students the best way to approach songwriting is to stop thinking and just let it happen. She says music is about feeling. Do you personally agree with that statement?
Yes. Well, I contributed a lot. Like, I don't claim to be the person sitting home behind Final Draft writing the movie, but I contribute a lot. Nicole Baxter, who I collaborated with a lot, she wanted to know my real feelings on songwriting and real experiences in showbiz so she can incorporate them into the script. And that's one of the things I always say is that, like, if you sit down and go, I'm going to try to write a song right now, it's probably going to be a pretty mediocre song. Yeah. You have to kind of wait for the inspiration to hit. And it's usually when you're not thinking about it and you're puttering around, or you're kind of tuning into that inner monologue in your head. Yes. That we all have. We all have the voices in our head.
Oh yeah, we're all on that talk show in our minds, in the shower, before going to sleep.
My voices just happen to sing, right? So it is. It's like if I get an idea, it's like comes with a melody. It's kind of fascinating to me.
That's special because my mind doesn't work that way.
It's wild. I believe everyone has their thing. Everyone has their gift. There are so many things I do not do well. I can't even name them all. We'll be here all day. That's my natural thing that I do. That's the thing that, and again, it happens best when I get out of the way. And I try to impart that in real life when I work with kids, because a lot of kids want to write. And again, they go, how do I do it? I go, there's not really a formula. Yes, there's a song structure, but there's this magic element to trusting that if you're like an open channel, that these ideas will drop in, and you have to just hone in on them, and then fine tune them.
Where is your inspiration comes at any given time, any given place? Is there one place in particular that you like to go to when you are creating new music?
Well, so I think some of the best ideas first start when I'm in like a half sleep state. A lot of times I will have my voice recorder or a notebook nearby the bed, because when you get in that drifty state, again, sometimes that's when this like weird magical stuff happens. Yeah. And I'm like asleep enough to be like, oh my God, I want to keep, because I'm a bad sleeper. So I'm like, oh God, I want to keep sleeping. And then I'm like, I've got to get this on the voice recorder because I'll never remember it. And sometimes in my sleep, I'm going, just remember it's a D and a G and an F and a C and whatever it is, right? Yeah. And I'm like, you're never
Does
gonna
that
remember
work?
this."
Does it- oh,
never.
no.
It's gone by morning. So I'll have to like kind of pry myself out of bed to do it. And then my piano, which it was once Liberace's piano.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's where I go to
how special.
play and kind of flesh out ideas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we've seen your YouTube videos playing on that piano and just how special that is.
It's like it got a magical essence.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what is the best piece of advice a music teacher or any other singer has given to you?
Oh my goodness, that is
a memorable
such
piece of
a
advice.
good question. I mean, I think it really all comes down to like my favorite teachers were the ones, and this goes with music teachers. This goes like Rob Marshall came in for one day on the set of Cabaret when I was doing it on Broadway and gave me one day only of direction. And what he did, and what my greatest teachers, I had an English teacher named Dr. Deck in high school, I had a drama teacher named Sal Salerno, a choir teacher named Talbot Thayer, and what they all did, I feel, was validate instincts. Like, so, you know, yes, they're going to be like hard on you so they get the best out of you, but I think when a teacher says, that tone in your voice is unique and special, like, let it rip, let it fly. Or, you know, when Rob Marshall said, I feel your instincts, like I feel you wanting to go this way, even though in the script it says you should go this way. Go with your instincts. I think when teachers do that, it's so empowering to a student.
It sticks with you, clearly. You still remember. It's amazing.
I remember these teachers. Yeah.
Wow, well, maybe.
And the detail, you know, like a lot of the great choir teachers, for instance, the attention to detail, you know, if you put in the work, if you put in the practice, if you put in the training, then there's like a real freedom on stage. Once you get out there and you let all that go, then it's kind of wired in.
I would imagine that because it's your vocal cords. It's definitely a muscle, and if you do train and exercise it, you aren't scared to go to these high places,
right?
Or these low places.
Yes.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Now, because I played the piano, like I grew up loving Liberace, and then Elton John and Billy Joel.
Of course, yeah.
But then I loved the Broadway women, like I loved Patti LuPone and Bette Midler and Streisand, and so I had this like interesting blend going. But then as a writer, I loved George Michael and you know, like the really, really pop oriented writers and producers, you know. So over the years, you know, I've gotten to meet a lot of those people, and
how incredible.
Yeah, it's really really wild. So yeah, that's I there's a lot of different influences, and that's why my career has had those tangents, you know, like I can't really pick one thing I love more than the next. I just you know,
that's what keeps it exciting.
It does. Never a dull moment.
Yeah. And you briefly mentioned you wrote original songs for Summer of Dreams, including Wonderland, which I just can't tell you enough how much the fans loved.
Aww.
Can you tell us about your writing process for those songs in particular?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, like the script is feeding the songs, and the songs are feeding the script, and so like Wonderland was a hook that I had floating around already, but I custom tailored it to the movie then.
Was the script written before the song, or vice versa?
The vice versa, actually. The beginning of the song was written, and then once I read the script, again, the verses just kind of dropped in because it fit the storyline. And then in the new one, in Wedding of Dreams, there's a song that character Penny plays on the ukulele, a little girl named Mamie who's amazing. And she had auditioned with the ukulele, so we kind of custom tailored that to her.
Yeah.
And the song is based on things that my character, as Miss D, the teacher, says to her to inspire her and to kind of help her overcome her stage fright and stuff. And so she turns it into the original song that she then performs in the class. So
we can't wait to see that.
Thank you.
And the rest
the
of
kids blow me away, by the way. The kids in the movie are
really?
like, their musical ability is crazy.
It is amazing.
It's crazy.
People,
they're writers, they're producers. Yes. I mean, when I did it at my age, like there weren't a lot of people doing it. And now I'm like, I turn on these music competition shows, and we have a fictitious one in the movie named called Platinum Star. And I tune in and I'm like, I could warm up my entire life and not sound as good as these contestants. Like, the talent these days is really incredible.
It is, and also the ability to edit and compose your own music with the technology we have wasn't the way it was back in the day. A lot of these kids are able to do it themselves.
No, I know. It cost a lot of money back then, and you had to really find people to help you learn, and it wasn't, the information wasn't as readily available for technology, and especially for girls. Like, I always joke, you know, being a chick writer-producer was like, you had to know 10 times as much as anybody else because people were just ready to go, you know, they're rolling their eyes before you even walk in the room. Yeah. And I love that now, you know, girls are more technologically savvy and writing their material and all of that. It's great.
Definitely. Yeah, and especially on Hallmark Channel, we love our leading lady.
I know! You know what? Someone was just saying, actually Maria, who does press for Hallmark, was just saying yesterday, like, it's almost like the new vaudeville. Like, it's like this troupe of women and men, you know, this troupe of, like, actors who are playing all these characters, and, like, the audience loves seeing where they're going to pop up next and in what kind of role. And I was always a fan of the channel, but then once I did the first movie, I became obsessed. Yeah. And I watch everything, and now I'm Hallmark On Demand. Hallmark Now on my phone, and I'm just, like, crazy. But I love it, too. I love, like, seeing actors in different roles and, like, stretching their acting abilities in different ways. It's really cool.
Yeah, and it's such a big family, too. We like putting the same actors in different roles. So it's a lot of fun seeing them,
and a fun fact, you might not have known, Lacey Chabert and I did Les Mis together on Broadway when she was, like, 7. Oh, wow. And I was 21. So I played Eponine, and she played young Cosette and young Eponine on alternate days. So she played Little Me.
Wow. She was just here the other day.
I love her so much. Too. So to see her now, like, grown up and with a baby, and she's a leading lady.
She is. What are you going to be watching?
We had this ritual we used to do at the call board. I would go, she would be walking in around the same time, and I would go, I'm going to squish you like a grape. And I'd go, like, tickle her, and she'd go, ah. Oh like, we got along so great. Like, me and the kids were, like, you know. So, yeah, it's so great. I'm like obsessed with seeing her new movie. It looks, that looks so amazing.
I know, and we bet that she's gonna watch your new movie too. Wedding a Dream, see if the wedding's gonna happen. And also the rest of the cast is back together, including Pascal Harton, who's part of One Calls the Heart, and Robert Gant. Yep. What was it like working with these two again?
It was so amazing, and the thing about it is, like, the first movie, you know, you meet people, and it's like, okay, you're sisters now. Okay, lights, camera, action, go. And you don't have time to bond. Mm-hmm. And I feel like through the process of doing the first movie and then keeping in touch a bit, and, you know, we were all at this starting place where we all already felt comfortable and connected. Yeah. So it was really great. And the same thing with Robert. You know, it's like we had a new starting place for our movie relationship. And, yeah, we were just really comfortable with each other, and, like, he's such a fine actor that I was like, you know, please, like, anything you see that you can impart to me, if you're not buying something I'm doing, or you have some advice, or you have a little exercise that might help me somewhere along the way with a certain scene or whatever, please, you know, give that to me. Yeah. And so we had that kind of rapport on this one, which was really cool.
That's cool. You have to, as actors. Do you have any fun behind-the-scenes moments from this past movie?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, when I think of the whole movie, I go, it was just like, it was so relaxed and fun. But one moment, Heather, sorry, I'm calling my manager because she might have this. Do you have the video? Do you remember the one that the singing, look in your thread to Mel? So, okay, so while she's looking, so our assistant director, Mel, she was hysterical. So hysterical. And talk about vaudeville, we kept breaking out into a certain song during the movie. And so we videoed us doing this, and then the Grips wanted in on it, and so we did another video, and by the end we had the entire cast and crew doing this little clip with this choreography.
Oh my god.
On the last night. So what I'm going to do is, did you find it?
I found it. I think this is
okay.
This is the right one.
Okay, let's see. So I'm going to try to hold this up and show you guys, and then what I'll do is I'll post the other two. So see if you can get this.
I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime.
Oh my god, that's great.
We were laughing so hard that night. We were just crying.
I love how the Grips and the crew got
Oh my
in on
god!
it,
So yeah, the
too.
next one has all these guys in like caps and
Amazing.
it was
I love show tunes.
it was
amazing.
ridiculous. We just laughed so hard that night, and you're just kind of overtired and giddy. And,
Yeah.
So we had a good time.
You stepped it up because we asked this question a lot, and now we're going to require video evidence of the fun behind.
Like, sorry
the
guys,
scenes.
sorry other actors being interviewed.
And of the movie, it touches on a topic we imagine is important to you, and that's keeping music programs in schools.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, when I think about what music taught me, a lot of, like, when I was in high school, even going back, okay, so when I was in elementary school, sorry, I'm a little hoarse today. When I was in elementary school, I was singing at the Metropolitan Opera in the children's chorus. And I had a particular teacher that made my life miserable because I'd miss class to go do this. And I was like, even in the 5th grade, I remember thinking, I'm singing in 8 different foreign languages. Like, I'm learning so much more, through this music. And I'm learning about history. I'm doing these period pieces. I'm in La Boheme. I'm learning about, when I did Les Mis, it was like the French Revolution finally came to life for me.
Wow.
So I'm like, gosh, they could be using music as such a tool in every aspect. It's like, if my biology class was sung, I might have understood what the heck they were talking about. But no, like,
But then we wouldn't
biology
have your
is a
grade
musical.
kids, so.
But yeah, like, really, music is math, music is language, music is art, music is so many things.
It is a universal language.
It is.
Even if you don't understand it.
I know.
you
I've
can
had
enjoy it.
people say to me, like, imagine a day without music. And nobody realizes what that means. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the soundtrack of your day, of your life. And so I do think, yes, and it keeps kids engaged. Again, where sometimes
right.
it's harder to engage in certain academic classes, it's a way, I was watching, like, America's Got Talent recently, and there's this choir, the Choir of Hope or whatever, this choir on it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it reminded me, like, a little bit of my character, this real-life woman who teaches these kids, and these kids even said, like, we made our best friends here, and this gives us something to work toward, and keeps kids out of trouble, and keeps them off of video games, and it's engaging, and it's so empowering. Like, when I've done my music camps, I've always said, I don't want all these kids to, like, walk out of here wanting to be a star. I just want them to be able to feel confident in who they are and celebrate their uniqueness. And music and writing and creating music helps kids that feel like outcasts, maybe, like I did, like probably like we all did. It's a way to fit in, and it's a way to express. So I just think it's, like, imperative. I mean, music to me is as great a subject matter as any other academic subject matter, and needs to be included in school programs.
Yeah, and that's great advice. And I feel like we all remember our Glee Club teacher, choir teacher.
Yeah.
So it's really important.
Yes.
It is. And right now, it's summertime, so we can't end the interview without asking you some fun rapid fire summer themed
Oh my
questions.
gosh.
So get ready. Question number 1, outdoor concert or outdoor movie?
Oh, outdoor concert.
Figured as much.
My sister and my niece and her friend just went to Taylor Swift outside in the rain in New Jersey.
Oh my God,
It was
there you go.
my little niece Madison's first concert ever.
Hey, that's a pretty good first concert.
I know.
Taylor
And
Swift.
my friend Paul is a guitarist, and, like, got them in and gave them guitar picks. And so she had kind of, like, a special experience. But I was like, that's so awesome that it's raining, because that makes for our first concert experience even more.
She'll remember that forever.
And I haven't seen her live, but I know she puts on a heck of a show. And so I love that they went to see her.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Which would you bring to a bonfire, an acoustic guitar or ukulele?
Definitely an acoustic guitar. I don't play it well, but I play the ukulele even worse.
Diving into a pool or jumping into the ocean?
I'm a pool girl. I've actually, like, I grew up on Long Island. Not the best beaches in the world. Sorry, Long Island. But, my manager's cringing because she's from Long Island.
Oh,
but
no.
I went to Newbridge Pool. Like, I was just into the pool scene.
There we go. That's no sharks in the pool. Hey.
Right.
And the best
Good point.
summer treat, an ice cream cone or s'mores?
I'm going to go with ice cream. Even though we feature s'mores in the movie, we had this little gelato place nearby where we were shooting in Vancouver. Youngstown, Ohio, by way of Vancouver. And the gelato, I mean, like, Oh my
What was your
gosh,
go-to
in summertime
flavor?
What did I have? I had like a salted caramel.
Oh, yum. Can't go wrong with that.
I can't. You're making me want to go get one right now.
Well, you can go. We're just about done. So we have so many people saying hello from all over the place. Before we go,
Hi.
can you remind them when they can watch your new movie?
Yes. And I also want to say that I was on Facebook today and I answered some of your questions. I particularly wanted to say again, someone said, oh, you and Jack Wagner need to team up for some music in a movie. And I was like, sign me up, girl. In. But anyway, we digress. Thank you for all your great questions and comments and for being fans of mine and of Hallmark. And you can watch the movie on September 8th, 9, 8 Central.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Debbie.
you.
Go get your
Thank you,
gelato.
guys. Let's all go get gelato, okay? And then post pictures.